Are you leaning now?
Oh, she moved me in, guys. Hey, yo. I'm Khai. And this...
KHAISHA. What do you mean, and this? And I'm supposed to say, and I'm KHAISHA.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it again.
Go on.
What's up, guys? I'm Khai.
And I'm KHAISHA.
And together, we're KHAISHA. Yay.
And this is KHAISHA Talks. Welcome to the first episode. I'm so excited to have you guys here.
Yeah. This is a little podcast, husband and wife podcast, where Khai and KHAISHA talk. Hey, thanks for joining us today, guys.
The first episode, guys, is about the challenges of being an interracial couple after 13 years. Yay, 13 years!
Bad luck. It's a joke.
That wasn't a very good joke.
The number 13. Come on, man.
Stop picking up the mic.
I'm gonna pick it up because you know why? I talk into the mic. That's what I do.
Okay, so go ahead. What are the challenges?
You're supposed to start this.
I already did.
You're supposed to start on why it was challenging.
Then
Because
give me
guess
the
what,
mic.
guys? Here, I'm gonna start, alright?
Just give me the mic. Okay. So, we've been together for 13 years. We have 2 kids, which are absolutely gorgeous, by the way. Mashallah. And I just wanted to say, it hasn't always been easy. Like, we come from 2 very different worlds, very different cultures. And not just cultures, but we come from very different, like, upbringing. And I'm not just talking about, like, religious. I'm talking about, like, Khai grew up in Dorchester. I grew up in the suburbs. And then
our audience is very international. You gotta go a little deeper into that.
Khai grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
I grew up in the suburbs. So there was a lot happening in between. And yet love conquered all. Come on, that was good. Guys, this is not scripted.
Of course, it's not scripted.
Okay, do you want to say a little bit or should I keep going?
No, you keep going.
I'd say the biggest challenge was to kind of, I think with his family, going into his family was easier than him coming into mine because mine is very involved with like a community with Pakistan and Pakistani culture and even like the Islamic faith. It's not just about you, it's about you and your community. Like everyone's kind of involved. And for him to kind of come into this world where it's like, okay, if you're marrying me, like you're gonna be meeting a whole bunch of people that I grew up with, that I'm involved with, and then all these functions and all these weddings and all these parties and dinners, like that's stuff that we have obligations to. And that I think was a bit challenging for Khai to be going into because for him, he's kind of on his own schedule. But being with me, we have obligations to, you know, to community members and family and friends. And it's not just about me and my immediate family. So you want to take it away and talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. Yo, like she said, coming into her family was a lot harder for me because I feel like for her, you know, she gets the how can I say this?
Yeah, how can you say that?
I'm trying to say it without getting murdered, guys, after this episode. Oh my god. Because if I say the wrong thing. Wow. Wow. Holy
Guys,
shit.
this is not scripted.
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
keep saying that.
Please don't keep saying that.
Aw.
Anyways, I think it was a lot harder for me, you know, because I'm a city kid. Like, I didn't grow up in the burbs. I didn't grow up with any organized religion. And, you know, I had no idea I was going to be married to, like, a Desi girl, right? Which is, like, a whole nother thing in itself, you know? And for her, it's a breath of fresh air, right? Because, you know, I think when you're from the suburbs and you have all these obligations and whatnot, it's kind of stuffy, right? And she gets to come to the city, to the hood, chill with my parents, and it's like, it's not as uptight, all right? No offense. It's not as
I wouldn't say it's uptight.
It's
I think it's a little bit more, sometimes it can be a little more serious.
uptight, right? Anyways, and I think she really enjoys that breath of fresh air. Whereas for me, it's like I get to go and experience this other side where it's like it's more organized and it's more formal, right? Like really formal. Like we just came from a wedding today. That's why we're all dressed up. We didn't do it for the episode, guys. Anyways, yeah, it was tough. You know what I mean? Because obviously I didn't look like them, and I'm not gonna soften it up. You know what I mean? They would have much rather her be with a Desi guy, obviously, right? Stay within the race. I think a lot of people are like that, especially more traditional cultures, right? Like the other day, we were walking outside the Whole Foods parking lot, and this Indian lady, India, Pakistan, very close, right? It's like China and Vietnam. Anyways, we were walking down the Whole Foods parking lot, and then this Indian lady, she was like swearing at us, right? Do you remember that?
She gave us some weird looks, and she was like, I don't remember what she said, but she said something mean, and I mean, we ignored it. I think we've gotten used to kind of getting looks from people, and it's very like obvious when they do look and stare, and obviously we stick out a little bit. You got
a lot.
You got an Asian guy and a Pakistani girl, walking with 2 kids. Like, it's not something you see every single day. I mean, you do see interracial couples, but it's still not something that you see like all the time. It's not like a very normal thing to see. But I think we've learned to kind of like just overlook it and stuff. But there's still some cases where like Khai has a hard time fitting in, and he doesn't understand certain like dress codes. Like we had like an event happening, and it's a formal event. And after 13 years, you'd think he'd get it, but he shows up at a formal event with sweatpants on.
I did not have sweatpants on.
You had sweats on.
No, they were joggers.
Okay, they were joggers, and he had a hoodie on.
I did have a hoodie on.
And I took him outside, and I looked at him like this, and I said, go home and change.
Okay, now, in my defense, that specific event, okay, guys? I'm telling you guys, that specific event, okay? I thought we were gonna be chilling, you know what I mean? Like, half of the time, people showing up in, like, their shawarkamis and stuff, right? That's their traditional dress. Yes, but to me, they look very comfy. They look kind of like
shawarkamis are very comfy.
They look kind of like jammies, though.
No,
you know what I mean?
Jammy. Now you insulting.
I'm not insulting. I'm just.
You just told me that my traditional clothes look like jammies.
Okay, not jammies. I'm sorry. They look a little like.
See what I mean?
Sleepy clothes. You know what I mean? Very loose and flowy. And I wanted to be loose and flowy. And honestly, I thought I was gonna get to throw down. You know what I mean? Like Desi people. Oh, the Desi weddings, they go hard with the music, and the dancing. And I'm a breaker. Like, I thought they were gonna be like, Khai, come on, you gotta throw down, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't. But obviously, because I showed back up in this, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna throw down in this with my watch on and like the ring and all that. You get what I'm saying? That's why I showed up like that, because at that specific event, I was expecting some dancing, some fun. I thought I was gonna get to flex.
It's a formal event.
Yeah, it's a very formal event.
We got into it because I was like, you know what? I was like, when we go to your parents' place, and if it's an important thing for your mom and she wants me to doll up and put on a Vietnamese dress, I am more than happy to play the part.
I mean, she doesn't make me dress up, though.
She wants you to. You usually just change right out of it after the pictures. Anyways, the point is that being in an interracial relationship, you have to play parts, like both parts, right? Like for me, I have to kind of learn a little bit about Khai's culture, about the Vietnamese culture. I have to learn about like even the food, and like his mom, like she likes to buy dresses for me, and I love putting them on and dolling up for her too. But it's just part of playing the part of being a daughter-in-law in a Vietnamese home. But it's the same for him. His role is the son-in-law in my family, and I think over time we've done really well to kind of bring the best of each other into both parts, where we are very open-minded and we've taken something from both and really grown from it as well, and which I think is amazing because it shows, first of all, that we're both very open-minded, but second, it's like, you know, just love for diversity, which is something that I think everybody needs.
Yeah, absolutely. Diversity is beautiful, guys. You know, when I was younger, I always thought I'd end up with like some type of Asian girl. Like, I've only dated Asian girls, and technically, you know, Desi people are Asian too, right? They're one of us, guys. You already know. But I got the best. So yeah, I think the struggle of being in an interracial marriage is worth it. For anyone out there that still kind of deals with it, it's all good, because, you know, it wasn't always like bad, right? Like, I'm not gonna say that her side of the family and her community were not welcoming. You know what I mean? I think like the community was very quick to be welcoming, because there's a religious aspect in it too, and you know, Islam is a beautiful religion, right? And like, you know, they know that I reverted already and stuff like that, and you know, they took me in with open arms. Like, they come up to me, they'd be like, hey, you know,
shout out to my community, you guys are amazing,
you guys are great, man, you guys are great, you know what I mean? But I think, like, you know, it was harder to like really get into good graces with her parents and her siblings.
I think we could have done better too with those aspects, but I mean,
They definitely could have, because
we could have as well, but that's all in the past. The point is, I think, you know, for anyone who is thinking about it, wants to do it, I think the biggest thing to do will be to respect one another and respect the differences, and
do your best to appease to both sides.
and
like,
accept the differences.
find some balance, you know what I mean? Because you don't have to give up your whole identity either. You don't have to feel like you're selling out or anything. Like, everyone in her community knows that, like, I'm a pro breaker, and they actually love that, you know what I mean? They be asking like, hey, yo, you gonna dance?
They say we're a family full of artists, you know?
Yes,
and then,
yes.
And then for Khai, like, he eats Desi food. When I go to his parents' place, I eat Vietnamese food. So do the kids. I make sure that the kids know how to eat with chopsticks, because I want to make sure that Khai's also feeling like I'm respecting the culture by making sure that the kids know enough about the culture too. So we teach them about Chinese New Year. We take them over there, or Lunar New Year. We take them over. We make sure that they are eating, like, you know, pho and like all the other traditional dishes, making sure that they know how to eat with chopsticks, making sure that they even wear traditional Vietnamese clothes. Even at school, when it's like, you know, culture, like, what is it, like
International Day,
all the kids have to like wear something or bring something from like their, you know, like their nationality or culture or whatever, and the kids usually do something Vietnamese, like they take a picture of them in Vietnamese clothes or something like that. So it's nice.
It is nice. It's great. Any other points you want to make?
No. Should we talk about the wedding?
Oh yeah, yo, the wedding's lit, guys. Oh my god, I'm gonna play a clip right now. Okay, you know, so before you go into the wedding hall, right? I've gotten used to this, so I got it down, right? So so before you go into the hall, everyone's outside, and there's like just, you know, appetizers. And I don't know how like other cultures do it, because I've been to more Desi weddings than I've been to Vietnamese or American weddings. Like, honestly, I'm not the type of guy that gets invited to weddings.
We have a lot of weddings.
So much. This is like the, I don't know, 15th wedding I've been to ever since we've been together. I think she's been to a lot more since we've been together, but I have been busy traveling, battling, and stuff like that. And, you know, that's another thing that's
I gotta say one thing too.
Okay.
It feels like a lot because for one wedding, there's like 3 or 4 events. Okay, that's it.
That's all she had to say. She totally ruined my train of thought, guys.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah, whatever. Right? So, back to the wedding, right? So, it's lit outside. you know, before you can enter the main hall and the event happens, you know, you friggin', like, there's appetizers and everyone's mingling, and, you know, they always get it from the same spot. They got, like, some kebabs, they got this dope, like, fried chicken shit, you know what I'm saying?
Samosa chop. Oh my God. I had 2 servings.
I don't eat that anymore because, like, I try to stay gluten-free as best as I can.
I'll take all of it.
I'm feeling a little puffy right now, too, from that fried chicken.
Both of us.
Yeah, she does. What was I gonna say? Yeah, all right, cool. And then everyone's, like, mingling and stuff, right? And then, you know, when it's time to go in, they got, like, these drummers, right? And I'm gonna play the clip for you right now. Yeah, yo, these dudes were going ham. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's the one thing I really appreciate about the Pakistani and Punjabi and, you know, Desi culture, right? Like, when they celebrate, yo, they go off. Like, the energy there, it's like, I love that about it, right? Because, yo, I'm a breaker. I dance, right? I understand what it's like to, like, celebrate, you know what I mean? And to move and to, like, you know, really enjoy yourself with music. And yeah, yo, every time we go, it feels like a Bollywood movie, you know what I mean? And then we got, like, these dudes throwing cash in the air, and I'm like, now it's a rap, now it's a fucking hip-hop video, you know what I'm saying?
Over there picking up all the cash.
Yeah, you know, today our son, he picked up $1 too.
Wait, did you really?
He did. I got it on camera too. He put it back though. He put it back, but it was so funny. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, man, yo, it's lit, right? And then you sit there. We didn't stay for dinner today.
It sucks. I really wanted to, but
it was just getting late.
It was like 9 o'clock, and there was still no dinner, and I'm like, okay. I think the one thing I will say about Desi weddings is, like, the invitation was for 5:30, so my mom's like, yeah, we'll leave at 6 o'clock, and I'm like, what? So we didn't get there until like 6:30, and even then, like, people were coming in at 7 o'clock. People are still coming in, so everything starts late. So if you're thinking like 5:30, like, dinner's not gonna be until like 9:30 or something.
Yeah, because we left around 9, and we still didn't get dinner.
They just started doing speeches, and I'm like,
yeah,
I was like, we gotta go.
Honestly, I thought it would have been a better idea. No offense, guys, but I thought it would have been a much better idea to serve dinner first and then have everyone enjoy the speeches during dinner.
It's because with Desi people, like, when it comes to food, like, we're crazy. Like, we just, like, can't sit still. Like, we're just eating, we're talking. Like, no one's gonna pay attention to the speeches. No one. So I get it, but
I really wanted the food today, though, guys.
It would have been hard to get everyone settled.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, it would have been really nice if we stayed, because I bet dinner was amazing. If the appetizers were that good.
That's what happens when you got kids, guys. Like, you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we gotta wake up early, so I was like, let's just call it a night.
Yeah, and record this episode for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It worked out nicely.
It did work out nicely.
Alright. I'm getting tired.
Yeah. Yo, we're gonna call it a day. It's the first episode.
But here are a bunch of clips from the wedding, so enjoy watching them. Okay, guys, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed our first episode of KHAISHA Talks. There will be many more to come with all different kinds of topics. Drop a comment down below if you guys have something that you want to hear from us. And definitely subscribe if you want to see more of KHAISHA. That's it.
Next episode's on my channel.